So, I'm in an awful neighborhood in Tokyo called Roppongi, where a buddy of mine and I had decided to go dancing at about 4 in the morning. The dance club was called Gas Panic. Apparently, it was actually a chain. But we walk in there, my buddy's, the typical kind of 24-year-old, woo, party, and he looks at me, and I'm just kind of staring at the ceiling, and he's like, "What's wrong with you?" And like all good existential crises, it was the fault of a hooker. Earlier that evening, about maybe 2 in the morning, we had first entered the neighborhood. Now, this neighborhood was completely owned and run by the Yakuza, the Japanese mafia. So it was just full of shitty, awful. But we were determined to find the cheapest place to drink. And the cheapest place to drink was something called a hostess bar, which is bar slash whorehouse slash strip clubs slash just nightmare waiting to happen. So we go up there just with these thoughts in our head that we know, one, that these women will A, try to get us to buy them drinks, which will be super expensive, and then eventually try to have sex with them. B, that we definitely have to say no if we want to preserve our wallets and probably our lives. And C, that if we're not polite enough, the Yakuza will probably cut our dicks off. So we're treading lightly. So we get in there, and they assign me this woman. She was from some tiny, no-name Eastern European village. She said she was 29, but more like 39. And, we're just sitting there, and I realize, I'm not planning on getting anything from this woman. Might as well learn. I'm in another country. Let's learn. Let's experience new things. Let's learn how the other half lives. So this conversation ensues. She goes, "So you want to sell me a drink?" I was like, "No, I don't want to get you a drink, but tell me, what makes you happy? Just really happy." And she goes, "Well, I've got a TV and an apartment, and I've got friends and a washing machine." Okay, what makes you happy? "Well, I got a TV and a washing machine and friends and an apartment. And you sure you don't want to go in the back room?" "No, I'm sure. But what makes you happy?" And this goes on for a good 10 minutes until finally her eyes just crack, and she looks at me and goes, "You know what? Not getting the shit beat out of me and not starving to death is way more important than being happy to me. So are you gonna fuck me or not?" Wasn't expecting that answer. So I just kind of look up at the bartender, and I order her a drink and order me a drink, and kind of look at her, give her a little toast, and we don't say another goddamn word for the rest of the time I'm there. Just an hour of complete dead silence. It was amazing. So after that, we head to this Gas Panic, and I can't get out of my head what this whore had said to me. I mean, how lucky I was to be this 24-year-old douchebag just drinking and dancing and things like that. So we get to the club. And the thing about Japanese dance clubs is they've been fed so much American movies about dancing and music that they think if you don't know a real dance move, you can't dance. So in the middle of the dance floor, you see, a bunch of foreigners like me just being drunk and waving around. You see a few Japanese people who know real dance moves that are like very focused and very serious, and it looks like they're getting no enjoyment from this at all. And then this giant ring of everybody else outside the dance floor just kind of really awkwardly, bopping their feet up and down, just looking like they want to dance, but they're just way too fucking scared. So I just find the goofiest, most out-of-tune, scared-looking girl in that giant ring, and I grab her, and motherfucker, we dance. I feel like the Santa Claus of hell right now. I am just finding joy in the worst place on earth. It's amazing. But I'm still kind of out of it. And, we take the long, so the sun rises, and me and my buddy take the long train ride home, and he passes out in the train, and I'm just kind of staring off, and finally I shake him awake. We start walking to an apartment, and he finally looks over at me. He's like, "Dude, you okay?" And I think about the fact that I'm going to sleep in my apartment. I'm waking up safe, sound. No one's going to beat the shit out of me. I'm going to wake up hungover, have a big-ass meal, and have a relaxing day. And I just look at him, and I go, "Yeah, I'm pretty goddamn happy right now."